Welcome back, everybody, to more 80 Days here on additional Pylons games. We're continuing where we left off last time. And here we are, going across to the Caribbean. Airships sailed out from the coast of New Orleans across the waters of the Caribbean. They're fast and inexpensive. We jumped aboard. Here's to hoping that they don't crash or anything as well. Let's talk about money. Health. Very good. All right. So we almost went to Havana, but now we're on to Port-au-Prince. Captain Vachon was a portly, smiling man, prominent good gold tooth, penchant for purple. He was rather charming in his way. Cared not a fig for fashion, seemed happier for it. Barely 200 miles from port. He was shot in the chest at close range. These guys were notorious for airship pirates. Great. They seized our airship quickly and efficiently with precision that I would sooner associate with a military force than a piratical one? Piratical one? That's a new word for me. 4 of them in all, an older woman, a pair of teak-skinned twins, and a small-boned young man, each bristling with cutlasses, daggers, and pistols in worn leather holders. Marks of hard living were clear on their bodies, variously scarred and smelled utterly putrid. How thrilling to be seized by pirates. The older woman had me and Monsieur Fogg bound and brought to her in the navigation room. The bodies of the captain and the crew had been dragged and laid out the road next. I glanced at Monsieur Fogg. His gaze was fixed on the captain's face, which was bloodied. All down one side, my master's expression was blank. As usual, we're going to Point Royale, the older woman said, with her lower lip. The crew is dead, but you two are white. You'll be of use to us. Well, how can we be of use? I asked weakly. You're simply travelers, so tractable, that's good. Perhaps you will live through this after all. Hopefully. One of the twins whispered something. Don't be afraid of Lily. She's just scared. We all are. You have to help us, please. We'll need you, brave. It's an unforeseen turn of events. Going to Port Royale instead of Port-au-Prince. Again, a little bit change in plans. Okay. Think we can complete our dusty road here. Protection against dust and fumes. Stay the night in a hotel. Let's see what happens here with the air pirates. Port Royale had once been an infamous pirate port, a nexus of illegal trade, drinking dens, and prostitution. Lovely. Next pirate scheduled for execution was the captain of the bloodthirsty band who had taken our airship. You're going to help us rescue her, Lily said. You're very loyal for a pirate. Isn't hanging an occupational hazard? What the captain knows or doesn't know is her business. All I know is I'm not going to let her twist. Could let us go, madame. We should. Shut up, Annalise. Captain is sort of Lily's girl. Captain, well, hasn't done a thing for me, but Lily's saved my life a dozen times over. Lily wants to save her captain, so we're with her. What would you have us do? Go to the prison, and you will demand to speak to Dominique. It is Captain Ledoux. Your master's English, so they will not question him. We'll take Dominique and shoot our way out. Not even a proper plan. I do not care. Annalise and I will pose as your slave girls. We will have a dagger to your kidneys at all times. Do not think I will hesitate to kill you. Wow. President. Let's go with the plan, I guess. Stupid woman. You shouldn't have come. Thought to distract the guard, but before I finished thought, Lily reached inside her jacket, took out her pistol, shot one of our escorts in the head, while Annalise brought the butt of her pistol down on the other. Wonderful. Everything happened at once. Annalise seized the captain, and we broke into a run. Pistol shots raining around us. They're shooting at you too, monsieur. I refused it. It's not going to help shoot soldiers. The soldiers were clearly unprepared for a straightforward attempt. It gave us much needed advantage. Then Annalise screamed and clutched her shoulder. I looked back to see a soldier reload his pistol and shouted a warning. Oh, man. Bullet struck him in the upper arm, not a killing wound, but a grievous one. Come on, the word Lily, I can barely remember it. Have we escaped? Only that we did. I did not want to stop. She got me by the arm. Thank you for your help. You best get out of Point Royal, quick. My master's injured. You're gonna just leave us? You should go your own way. The governor will be looking for me, not you. But better on your own. Good luck. Well, time that we leave Port Royal. I agree. So, Havana or Port-au-Prince? I feel somewhat dreadful. I should think so. You were just shot. We'll be okay. He'll make it. So we're aboard the ship Hispaniola on the way to Port-au-Prince. After being slightly rerouted, Hispaniola was a fine old sailing ship that had been brought up in a ruined state and beautifully restored. Most of the fittings were original, but the capstans and anchor chain were steam-powered, so the boat could be operated by a skeleton crew. Project of its owner, one Monsieur Smithson, rather a commercial vessel of any kind. Let's do some chatting. We need to learn a little bit about Port-au-Prince. Haitians are growing power in the region. All right, we want Port-au-Prince to Caracas. It is a grand adventure. I don't care. I want to go. Dakar. Auckland. Use the dominoes. I don't even know where Auckland is. Tell me more about Port-au-Prince. Machu Picchu. Port-au-Prince. All right. To Caracas. That's the only route that we have open to us right now. I joined the pilot on deck. You're not a sailor by trade, I think. I worked for insurance, would you believe? Insuring shipments on vessels like this. Sugar, rum, coffee, gold. Saw the figures, but not the shipments. You came to see for yourself? I'm doing an audit. Huh. This boat was confiscated to the value of sums owed. I believe I've not returned it to my company in London yet. Bold behavior, I remarked. Must admit, I was encouraged and sensed my course. Woman, monsieur. Head east across the Atlantic. Port-au-Prince. I will have the name of the ship repainted. I'll call her La Minette. Trying to get across the ocean. Some of our possessions could be sold here. Yes, I agree. 480. That's pretty good. Evening jacket. Also for 40. Lisbon. Resting recuperation. Yes, this will be useful. That right there. So this will give us times and routes of all transport in the Atlantic. So this will get us insight as to how we can get across the Atlantic Ocean. Washington to Punta Delgada. New York has a couple routes that appear one to go through Iceland. The other one goes straight to London. Belém. Across to... Is that Dakar? Yes. All right. Good to know. So let's do some planning. Caracas is the only place that we can go, and that really doesn't do a whole lot for us at the moment. So let's do some... darn it, we missed the exploration. All right, stay the night in the hotel. Haiti had been the distinction of being the only nation in the world established as a result of a successful slave rebellion. 70 years before, the slaves and free people of color of Saint-Domingue had revolted against their French masters. Perhaps one of my ancestors had been a slave owner. Here in one of France's other colonies, it was more than possible, though it left me a deep sense of unease. As for Haiti, the nation progressed beyond anyone's wildest imaginings in 10 years. Source of wealth was evident on the street. Their living animal automatons, the Zanimoto, look like giant birds. 4 passengers to the bone and wood extensions grafted on the wings. Made of organic materials, bone, bright coral, pale wood. I've never seen such creatures before. Just limit their augmentations to. Look for the Artificers Guild. Found no evidence of an outpost. Surely the guild knew that Haiti was following law. I would not leave Haiti without a Zanimoto. I wanted to know how they worked. Shimmer these rumors of voodoo, blood drinking were mere fantasy. I found a local shopkeeper. Odimoto. Shop no living parts if you want. Sure, we'll buy one. All right. Let's do some exploring. All right. So now we've got some more routes. Port-au-Prince to, is that Pitcairn Island? Yes. Ponta Delgada. All right. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Oh. Arrives Friday. 5,300. Wow. All right. Let's go back and see if we can't buy anything that's going to help us. Air sickness pills. Well, we're going to have to risk it, guys. Just going to have to do it. Looks like a wearisome option, I agree. But if we can get there quickly, hopefully we can rest a few days and then get up to London. Conveyance was a bird Zanimoto with an enormous carapace, treated wood and living coral. I introduced myself to it. Very interesting. Wait on Monsieur Fogg. Give him a little bit more health. The creature took us high in the air. We had flown before, of course, but never been so aware of the height. It's more exciting. No real complaints until the Zenimoto abruptly stilled and plummeted towards the water as if chasing the last slivers of fading sun. Braced myself for impact, which never came. Instead, the creature tucked its legs and landed on the surface of the water gracefully. Zoot allure, we were floating. Living bird still. Float all night. I assure you the currents will work in our favor. It is pleasant to sleep suspended in the ocean. Do not know if birds snore, but let me assure you that birds Zanimotos certainly do. Wonderful. Found it curiously soothing. Slept soundly all night. Perhaps you can think of something. I feel somewhat below par. Let's attend to Monsieur Fogg. Zanimoto launched at dawn in a flurry of wood and coral wings, spraying us generously with seawater. Wake up, it's a beautiful morning. Are you Monsieur, not Captain? See. Horses have riders. Fair enough. Feels somewhat below par. It began to storm halfway through the... Goodness gracious. Zanimoto took it into his head off the rain-soaked gale rather than being tossed in ocean swells. Held on for dear life. Never been more grateful to see a patch of trees and dirt jutting up from the ocean. We made a clattering mess of a landing. I hung there in my straps. Feeling like Noah after the Great Flood, if his ark had been a terrified beast rather than a sensible vessel of comfortingly dead wood. Only just managed to get to Ponta Delgada. Some possessions would sell efficiently here. Yes, it would. Wait. Desert. Oh, we can depart? Oh, man. Dang it. Well, seems that we need to make some money then. Can we sell anything else? I don't think that we're going to be able to make enough money to afford the ticket. All right. Time for us to go to the bank. 1,000 on. We need 1,000 on Monday. So we're going to have to wait till Monday to get our funds. Largest settlement on the volcanic island of San Miguel in the Azores. Delicate pewter automata, harvested fruit, abundant orangeries. Are you worried about the wager? Find out when the next airship to Lisbon departs. As you say. Okay. So, arrives tomorrow, but we don't have the money. Arrives tomorrow. So, the cheaper option would be obviously straight to Lisbon. Lisbon, sorry. And then Lisbon to London. So, we could just abandon this whole idea of going straight to London, but I don't want to. I want to try a different route. So, we're going to I know it's going to hurt my score technically with the number of days, but I don't care. I want to do it. So, there we are. Me being a diva. We passed an anxious night with our 80-day deadline looming. Every sunset came to carry extra weight. We had another 2 days to wait for a transfer of funds. Made ourselves comfortable. Yes, regained some health. All right, let's get our funds. Got the money. Let's depart. Let's negotiate. No charge in 2 days. All right, 2 days. Yeah. All right. So it leaves in 2 days. Tomorrow. Get a little extra money just in case things go sour. Afford him every service. Get his health back up. Get our funds. And tomorrow at 11 a.m. All right. No time to do anything else really. So let's just go ahead and spend the night. Let's afford him every service. Get him healed back up again. This journey is proving more draining than expected. Yes. Luggage rack has space for no suitcases. Well, looks like we're just selling everything then. There we are. 6 of 1. Good night. Privately owned airship we spotted quite by chance as it landed to refuel. Craft looks like it's seen better days. Took the risk. Next stop, Hyde Park and a cup of tea. Converse. Journey. A few days remaining. Bucharest. Yeah, let's talk about Bucharest. Just because. Oh man, this thing is flying. Monsieur Fogg looked out the observation deck with perfect calm, so we were passing a moment, drawing closer to London. I spent the time watching every possible danger. There we are. 72 days, feeling English soil underneath our shoes. Relations have strengthened, and we're in London. 72 days. Let us return and win the wager. So, seized the master by a collar, threw him into one of the steam carriages idling. Master 5 antagonists stood in their chairs, gaping in an attitude of great shock. Gentlemen, here I am. The room erupted into cheers. Where had the crowds come from? They followed us inside the street. I scarcely noted them, realized, spell was suddenly broken, that my master won his wager. £20,000, with 4,000 we began. The debt built up from the banks along the way, and our remaining funds profit was over 12,000. Hardly a meager sum. Well done. All right, my heart began to beat again when I saw for the first time the heavily mustached man serving drinks behind the bar, none other than Monsieur Fix. Nodded at me silently, one of rich man's servant to another. Won the bet, Monsieur, I told him. Shook my master's hand. Did not remark even once about the impropriety of the gesture. Indeed, his cool gaze did not so much waver or soften. I believe he welcomed the chance to shake my hand. Thank you for your service as my valet, Passapartout. Mr. Fogg said coolly, though you did not perform your duties with particular skill. You were not particularly incompetent either. Steady mediocrity is a quality I admire in a servant. Monsieur Fogg. One had to take one's compliments as they came. One of the journalists cried, "What's the next great adventure of Phileas Fogg and his loyal valet, Passepartout?" Master looked at me. To the moon, of course. Anyone care to make a wager? He refrained from rolling his eyes. I believe that tonight we will have supper and go to bed. Come, Passapartout, it grows late. Yes, Mr. Fogg, we have done it. So there we are. Celebrated Englishman Phineas Fogg wins round the world wager. Journey completed in 72 days despite a cursed Baghdadi dagger. Failed mutiny en route to San Francisco and an airship pirate in the New Orleans region. Yes, quite the adventure. 24 of 169 cities, traveled 25,985 miles. Favorite transport was steamships, of course. 12,320 bucks. Traveled 10,000 miles by sea, 3,800 by land, 11,000 by air, and spent 35,000 pounds. Character was presentable, manner passionate. Of course, we met quite a few lovely ladies and even a lovely man in New Orleans. There we are. So there it is. Our second playthrough of Around the World in 80 days. So, if you have any comments, any suggestions, any ideas or anything like that, there are a bunch of achievements for this game. One of them, I think, is getting around the world in like 30 days or 40 days. If you know the secret to how, if you know about that, have any tips, any suggestions on how to make that happen, I'd be really interested. Anyways, thank you so much for coming through this series with me, 80 days here on Additional Pylons Games. Hit like and subscribe. Be sure to check out some of the other stuff going on my channel. And love to have you guys subscribe and be a part of the community here on Additional Pylons Games. Thanks again, and have a great day.